Alright, Shalom, Shalom. It's your brother Issachar coming back at you for another lesson. First and foremost, I give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. In today's lesson, we're going to go into Revelation chapter 9 and verse 16 on down. Okay. All right, let me see what happened here. Give me 1 second here. Bear with me. Okay, Revelation chapter 9 verse 16 on down. Okay. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. So right here, John the Revelator, okay, what did he see? Okay, all right, this is going to prophecy, all right, to show the hopeful elect out there that, you know, the true prophets of Yahweh Shemel Shai do know that, you know, these ICBMs are about to be fired off very soon. They're about to be fired off very soon. And the number of the army, so the amount of nuclear warheads, okay, remember, the ICBMs are Yahweh's missiles, okay? Of the horsemen, that's talking about the ICBMs, okay? Because horse represents power, right? You want to go buy a boat, a quad, a motorcycle, a vehicle, an automobile, okay, a truck, a van. You want to know how much power it got? They'll say, oh, how much horsepower does it have? Okay, because a horse represents power. Because, you know, these ICBMs are complete power. See? And I heard, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. So that's 200 million warheads. That's going to hit America. And I heard the number of them, okay, verse 17. And thus I saw the horses in the vision. So John the Revelator, okay, he's seeing it happen, okay, which is not far-fetched. Okay, the only thing we're waiting on is martial law, okay, and these elites to make the RFID microchip mandatory, okay, to make it mandatory. See? All right, and you know, World War III is pretty much it's already starting, you know, but you know, it's right now the Lord he's gathering these nations, you know, it's the build up right now. You see? All right, you know, I'm just gonna go through this precepts, you know, Revelation chapter 9 and Zechariah, because the last video I made, that, you know, that music, the background was a little bit too loud. Okay, so this is really, you know, you can hear this breakdown here. It's very important. Okay. Revelation chapter 9, verse 17. And thus I saw the horses in the vision. Okay, so John the Revelator, he saw the ICBMs. Okay, the Lord's army and his visions. But he's talking, John the Revelator received a lot of revelation, okay, in the island of Patmos 2,000 years ago, which is the salt mine, okay, all right. So he's telling us, okay, what he's seen. You know, he had a vision, all right. So visions are it's more stronger than you know, dreams, because it's something that's going to actually happen. Okay, it's a vision. All right, so that's you know, this is vision. It's a vision is pure prophecy, because the Lord is showing you what's going to happen before it happens. You know, Yeah, so a vision is very, it's very, when somebody has like, oh, that was a vision and they had confirmation from the Lord, then that means that's going to happen. They saw it. The Lord showed them. Okay, it wasn't just like a dream. You know, sometimes people have like a weird dream, like, hey, that was a weird dream. I was over here, you know, and hanging out with my cousins, and man, that was weird, you know. They did this or did that, like, that was weird, what the heck, you know? No, this is, you know, vision is very important, because that's from the Lord, okay? All right, that's something that, you know, when you're in the truth, okay, you get that, you know, you get that spirit of discernment. Okay, you're able to say, oh man, you know what? You know, that was a vision right there. You know, because we get confirmation. There you go. We get confirmation through the spirit that, you know, that it was a vision. You know, that wasn't just a dream. See, and then that sat on them, having breastplates of fire. So now John the Revelator is talking about. He's talking about how the ICBMs look with their medals, having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and of brimstone, and the heads of the horses were the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. Okay? All right? Verse 18, by these three was their third part of men killed, by the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. Okay, because the actual warheads are in the front. Okay, verse 19, Revelation chapter 9, verse 19, for their power is in their mouth and in their tails. So why might that be? You know, if you're looking at a missile, why is the power? Okay, why is there power? Okay, in in their mouth, because that's where the warheads are, and in their tails, because that's where the rockets are. See, for their tails were like serpents, and had heads with them they do hurt. Revelation chapter 9 verse 20, and the rest of them, and the rest of the men, which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, okay, that they should not worship devils, and idols of gold, and silver, and brass, and stone, and of wood, which neither can see, nor hear, nor walk. Okay, all right, because yeah, this is what, you know, our people worship. Okay, you know, they worship idols, the Virgin Mary. Okay, remember, you're not supposed to worship the Virgin Mary. Okay, yeah, that is Yahweh Shai's biological mother. Okay, but you know, we're not supposed to worship her or the angels. You're supposed to worship Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai in truth and in spirit. Okay, not bowing down to no statue, you know what I'm saying? No bowing down to you know, a wooden cross. When you bring a wooden cross inside your home, okay, that's a symbol. Okay, that is a symbol for you know, Satan. Okay, yep, a cross is a symbol for Satan, because this is it was a torturing device where the Romans used to crucify people, to kill people. See that? You know? So idols also, it goes into images. Okay? Some people have Caesar Borgia, a picture, you know, in their living room, in their bedroom. They have a picture, an image of the Virgin Mary, and they pray to her, you know? See? So it's images, you know, statues, you know, statues, wood and stone. Okay, all right, a cross. All right, you guys, they have something called the rosary, right? A lot of Catholics have it in the Northern Kingdom. You know, some of the Southern Kingdom have it. but predominantly, the majority of the Northern Kingdom, they have the rosary. Okay, they have it above their mirror, like in their cars. Like your rear view mirror. A lot of the Northern Kingdom, they'll put the rosary with a cross. It looks like, for those of you that don't know what it looks like, it's kind of like a beaded necklace with a cross. They call it the rosary. That's pure witchcraft. Okay, that's off. That's completely off. Just so you know, it's complete witchcraft. All right, and they put it above their rear view mirror. All right, yeah, it's very, it's very, very important. Okay, so what the Israelites are doing by when they, put that over their, like in their cars, sometimes they use that to pray. I've seen Catholics. I know this because I grew up Catholic. I did my first communion. I was raised, so I've seen it firsthand. I experienced it. We're not. Remember, a lot of us that are in this truth, we came from other spots. So we have experiences. In these Christian churches, these Catholic churches. So the Lord have had us, actually experience other places. We got brothers teaching this thing that have been in Esau's military, that were in the army and the Marines. See that? So we all, the true prophets, we come from all different walks of life. So we have experience in different fields. Some brothers were going to become actors, producers. Some brothers were going to become go in the NBA and all that, the NFL. Brothers are very talented. So we're not just out here and never did anything with our, anything, and we're just over here talking trash. No, we've actually, we all come from different walks of life. Different brothers have went to, not something thing, but some brothers have actually, been behind bars. Some brothers come from farms where they had to take care of animals. So the prophets come from all different walks of life. So we have real life experiences. Okay, we have real life experiences that is, that way we can share it with you, because not only does the Lord sup with us, okay, but and we learn about these things because we read and research about it, but we also we come from these different backgrounds where we actually live and experience that. Okay, all right, so it's just something to know. All right, so Revelation chapter 9 verse 20, and the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands. Okay, because it's a plague. All right, remember, this is a plague coming from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It's judgment. Okay, it's a plague. All right, so this is it's major. We're entering the second death. Okay, the first death was with Noah, when the Lord flooded the whole earth, except Noah and 7 others, a total of 8 individuals, who was Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, okay, and their wives, okay, so that's a total of 8 people. Okay, the Lord killed everybody else. Imagine, okay, there's only 8 people remaining on the planet Earth, and these Edomites and heathens, and you 2/3 think that, oh, hey, the Lord's just messing around. Come on, you see? So it's a plague. Okay, it's a major plague that's coming from the Lord. All right. Remember how Moses told Pharaoh, hey, let my people go. If not, the Lord's gonna plague Pharaoh. Okay, just like that. Okay, so the Lord is telling us through these prophets. Okay, and this is how we know, because we're not listening to the community. We're not looking at Nate from IUIC, these Catholic and Christian churches, and saying, oh yeah, you guys, you're the preacher, so you guys know what you're talking about, because you have the credentials. You're the preacher and that's that. No, hell no. Okay, we fact check over here. Okay, we read we make sure, is that adding up with the scriptures? We're not just like, oh yeah, this is good enough because you know what, it feels right, honey. Well, this feels right, Well, no, I like this church because it feels good. No, we're not going because it feels good, okay? We're teaching you the 100% truth, what is facts, baby. This is why you're not supposed to, the true judges of the earth are supposed to not judge emotionally, okay? You got to, you have to judge righteous judgment, okay? You can't be emotional in this thing, you see? Okay. Revelation chapter 9 verse 20. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. Okay, so that's something that is happening right now. Okay, these idols, these statues that people take home. Okay, all right. What you're doing is that you're bringing, what is it? Unclean spirits to your home. Okay, you're bringing, you're opening up portals for demons and unclean spirits to enter your house now. That's what you're doing when you bring those statues inside your home. Okay, so that they should not worship devils and idols. Okay, so idols mean images, statues, okay, of gold, silver, and brass, and stone. Right? A lot of our people worship who? The Virgin Mary. You got they worship the angels at these churches. These big Catholic churches, they have to pay some dollars, light some candles, and then they pray to the Virgin Mary, or they'll be like, hey, this is Saint somebody inside there. There's nobody inside those tombs. All the spirits go back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, all the spirits go back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay. And of wood, which neither can see, nor hear, nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. Okay? Because, our people are not repenting. So let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 1 on down. The word that the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, spake against Babylon, because the Lord is against America, right there. Okay, so those of you that say, hey, let's pray for America, okay, the Lord is clearly against America. This is not talking about Babylon over there in Iraq, okay, because over there in ancient Babylon with Nebuchadnezzar, okay, that's located in Iraq, and it's still intact. This is talking about America. Okay, America is Babylon the Great. Okay. Okay, look at America is Babylon the Great. Okay, Babylon means Babal, means confusion. All right. The word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Verse 2. Here we go. Declare ye among the nations, and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken. Here we go. Baal is confounded. Right, confounded. Because these people, they worship Baal, okay, Molech, Baphomet, Satan, okay. So now it's starting to come out. How? Through the prophets, okay, beginning with Abba Bivens, who is John the Baptist, Elijah, He came on the scene 1969. Okay, all right. He's a forerunner for Yahweh Shai. All right, you know, Yahweh Shai said that, hey, that there's not a better prophet than John the Baptist. But yet, Captain Kazariak said that he tells the truth. You know, But yet, John the Baptist baptized Yahweh Shai, you know, in the Jordan River. But yet, you know, he fell out. Truth. Get out of here, man. You know. These people are, you know, these false prophets, they're phonies, you know. They're nothing but actors. See? Baal is confounded. So now, what's happening is the spirit of truth is back on the earth. So the prophets are back. Okay, not only that, but you know, the Epstein files, okay? Because now what are people figuring out? Like, hey, these dudes are, you know, even the American military is talking shit. Okay, even the Esau, okay, the so-called white man, he's talking shit about himself because he's like, hey man, these guys, because you got people in the American military who are like, hey, these dudes are nothing but Satanists and pedophiles, right? Because Baal is confounded because the wicked are being exposed because the cat's out the bag, the jig's up, Esau. Remember, you're going to slavery. Remember, the whole Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to expose you. Okay, he's going to expose you, he's going to humiliate you, then he's going to destroy you. Okay, then you're coming back in chains and slavery. Yep, oh yeah. Yep, so that's something you got to know about our enemies. Okay, because you even got Babylonians who are like, hey man, they're starting to see what's going on. They're starting to catch on about the Rothschilds, you know, Rockefellers. Hey man, these bankers really are satanic and all that. See, Baal is confounded because the wicked, okay, remember, the joy of a hypocrite is but for a moment, okay? All right, it's only for a moment, you know, so this is why the Lord is exposing all this madness, okay, by his prophets. He's having, you have that prophecy that, you know, the Lord's gonna have their tongue fall upon themselves, you know, because they're telling on themselves, right? Because when people are saying fuck Trump, he's no good, I should never voted for him, but what are they saying? Because they're telling, because like, hey, he said this, and he said he's not gonna start a war, and you know, he said that he was gonna release the files. He's a complete liar, right? Because what is he doing? He's not releasing the files, he's defending the people on the files. Not only that, he's on the files to show you that these leaders are 100% corrupt. Remember, we're not over here just like, oh yeah, they're evil because they're the white man and oh, these dudes are just crazy. No, these are facts, baby. Okay? It's 100% facts, you know? Okay? It's 100% facts. So this is something you gotta really understand. Alright, because you know, we're not just over here just, oh well, we just hate white people and man. Because remember, there's Israelites out there that look like so-called Caucasians. Alright, so you gotta get the facts straight, you know? See? Alright, this is something you gotta understand. Okay, we have prophets out there. Okay, you got prophets in the UK that are part of GMS, and they look like, there's some that look like straight up so-called white men, you know, but they're Israelites. Alright, so that right there, to let you Akim and Akwa know, you brothers and sisters know, okay, that remember, it's not about colors, it's the spirit. The majority of the Israelites are gonna look like so-called blacks, Latino, Native Americans, but remember, we've been in slavery for thousands of years. Okay? Okay, we've been in slavery for thousands of years. Alright, so we've been slavery for thousands of years. So this is something that, you know, you gotta understand. Okay? This is something that you have to understand. So we look like all the other nations. Okay, because the Lord had scattered us. You see? Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces. Okay? all right, because our enemies are being found out. Okay, it's like that cartoon Scooby-Doo. Okay, remember when Velma, Scooby-Doo, and Shaggy and them? Remember when they find out, they go in that van, the mystery van, and they uncover who the villain is. They take off the mask. See, so that's what's happening right now. The Lord is having the prophets, take off, the uncovering, because remember, Job chapter 9 verse 24. Okay, let's get it. Okay, because remember, this is what the prophets are doing right now. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. So this is remember, once again, this is we're locked in on prophecy. So this is how we know, once again. Okay, just keep you guys in tune what we're exactly talking about here. Okay, because we're going from the missiles to prophecy. Because all this is unfolding right before our eyes. Okay, because pro means before, cachet means to tell. Okay, so the Lord is warning us by His prophets. Okay, and that's great mercy right there. Because the Lord don't have to do anything for us. But that right there is the fact that the prophets are making their body a living sacrifice. And this wicked society, that's great mercy from the Lord. See? Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay? Because the earth was given. See, because they didn't create themselves. Okay? The Edomites. Alright, you didn't create yourself. You didn't create this planet. And another thing, this place was created by a big bang theory. So it was given. So the Lord gave these Edomites temporary rulership over the earth. And look at how they destroyed everything. From the water, to the animals, to the people's behavior. Look at all this shit. Social media. People don't even get together with their families. People are not even marrying. It's all messed up. You got men trying to be women. Women trying to be men. This shit's all crazy. See? It's all, it's totally out of control. See? Okay? Joel chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? For education. To teach the world, this is what happens when the wicked rule. Okay? He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. So that's what happened. This is why it's so hard to find out the truth. Okay, because those of you that out there looking for it, like, man, it's so hard to find out, what it is, because you have to go through so many, steps, just to see what it is, okay? You got to go through so many steps, like, hey, man, like, finally, I found it. But why? Why is it so hard to find out? Like, look at Trump, Why are people figuring out, but they can't get to the source of it? Because they're covering, the Edomites are covering the truth, okay? So the wicked, the Edomites, okay? And we'll get that after, to let you know that the Edomites are the wicked, okay? They are on the left-hand side. They worship Satan and Baphomet, okay? So the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So the Lord gave, the Edomites temporary rulership over the earth. So they are the wicked. He covereth who? The wicked, the Edomites. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. So they're covering the truth. They're covering the name of the Lord. Okay? They're covering the true prophets. Okay, this is why they cross out everything and they whitewash everything. Okay, they whitewash everything. Over there in when we used to rule over there in Europe, okay, what did they do with some of those statues? They cut off they chipped off the noses. Why? Because it's Jake, because you can always tell a Jake by his nose. Okay, Jake has more like a wide nose, and Esau has a pointy nose. So you can understand. Okay. All right, so he covered the faces. Okay. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay. If not, where and who is he? So right here, if not, where and who is he? Because if they're not the ones who are lying, who is? Okay. Who is lying? You know. All right. So that's the thing right there. You know. So who is lying? You know, because if it ain't these Edomites who are lying, because it's definitely them. Look at Trump, okay, saying that he's not, America's not going to go to war, and he's going to release the files. He's not releasing the files. He's on the files, and America's been at nothing but war since he got in there. He's a complete liar, because the Lord's telling us through Job the prophet that, hey, if it's not him, where and who is he? You know, because it's obviously it's them. Okay. Malachi chapter 1 verse 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. This is why the left hand side, they have something called the Phoenix. Okay, the New World Order, alright, they're full of shit. Okay, they're not going to rebuild anything. Okay, the New World Order is going to be Yahweh Shai's New World Order. Okay, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, King David, alright, and the Israelites are going to rule the earth. Thus said the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. Okay? So the Lord's going to just throw them down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, because the Edomites are the wicked. They are on the left-hand side. Okay? And the people, listen up. Okay? Because some people, there's some, you got some simpletons out there that's saying, well, Esau, the Edomites, they're not cursed. Okay, let's see what the scriptures have to say. You know, because that's just your opinion. All right? And the people against whom the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, had indignation forever. So there's no repentance. You can't say, hey, well, the Lord changed his mind. No, that says forever. Okay? Okay? Right there, that says forever. Okay? Oh yeah. That says forever, it says forever. Woo. Okay, so right there. Alright, that right there lets us know that the Edomites, that there's no the Lord's not gonna the Lord, you know, the Lord forgave them, you know? The Lord's not like that no more. No, it says forever. Because when Yahweh gets here, okay, in those so-called UFOs, the Edomites are going to be destroyed. Only the few selected souls are going to be the first crop into slavery, and they're going to hardcore slavery for 1,000 years. And then after that, they're going to be exterminated. Yup. You think that, oh, hey, you know, the Lord's not upset? Shit. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Very, very important. Okay. It's very, very important. You know? Oh yeah. So with that, Lord, you guys were edified. Okay. On you know, ICBMs and prophecy. Alright, so with that, stay strong on your feet, soldier. Shalom.